What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and this is your fourth federal level stimulus check update for checks for everybody in the nation. If you've been waiting for them, you guys, well, the good news is they could be coming soon. But the bad news is that is as a result of the fact that we're getting word that things are going to be getting much worse with our economy, worse than they already are. We already have so many people living paycheck to paycheck, hurting right now, struggling, and they're saying it's going to get worse. Now, hopefully people will get some form of assistance. They've been strung along with all of these promises for so long. But you guys, I'm going to get you caught up on the latest. This is your breaking news stimulus check update, stimulus package update. I've got video footage just coming out in the last 24 hours as they're warning of major economic pullbacks and recession. But a lot of people are saying, no, we're already there. The White House has changed the definition of a recession. Typically, people say it's 2 consecutive quarters of gross domestic product or GDP receding or going back. We've already had that. And they're saying, no, it's actually going to continue to get worse. And we're hearing that is the number one indicator of Congress coming through with a fourth federal level check. Now, we will see, you guys. I've also got an article on this. I'm going to be reading it to you so you can hear about what they're saying is going to be coming. And also, a huge determining factor of all of this, if legislation like this comes through, is the midterm elections, which is 28 days away. If you missed my last video on it, you might want to check it out. Right now, Democrats are in full control of Congress. They weren't able to pass through stimulus provisions through a majority or reconciliation due to the fact that the Senate is split 50-50. But if you missed yesterday's video, Bernie Sanders said just give us 2 more seats in the Senate so that way we can overrule Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin. And he said, you will see all the stimulus provisions for the Democratic agenda items, the child tax credits, Social Security increases. Also, Republicans, though, we're hearing could be taking it. A red wave is on the way. They're saying they're likely going to take the House. And if they take the Senate as well and they're able to push through their agenda items, well, you guys, we're hearing about child tax credits, things to reduce inflation, about tax rebates if there's excess and surplus that can go out. So both sides are promising things we're going to be seeing, because it's looking like regardless, people are going to need help. And if you missed my video on my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, I was actually in Las Vegas a week ago listening to multimillionaires and billionaires talking about what's going to unfold, many of which have Republican conservative perspectives, and they actually agree with Bernie Sanders, a Democratic progressive, as they're all saying things are not looking good for the economy. Things are rigged against the average everyday American person. Things are going to be changing, and we've got to make some strategic changes here economically because things are not looking good, you guys. Now, I just report to you the latest on the channel. I'm going to make sure that you have information so you can know what's going on. And if you appreciate that, don't forget, do me a quick favor, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm before we take a look at these articles and this video footage. Also, if you want to stay up to date, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. It's totally free. Any specific questions, Instagram at SteveRam3. And also, you guys, www.reliefroadmap.com. I have assembled every single stimulus check in the nation. You won't find anything like this anywhere else. For states, cities, counties, the past 3 months, I spent every single day, sometimes sleepless nights, putting together all the websites, all of the application forms, the phone numbers, the email addresses, all into one place so you can access it and have information all in one location. Now, no guarantee that your city, your county, or your state is offering anything, but at least you have it all in one place. So you know you're not missing out on anything. And I'm continually updating it. I'm going to be adding new programs as they roll out. But with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in so I can get you caught up as to what's going on with stimulus checks. And let's start off with this video footage of this warning coming out right now.
A dire economic outlook from the man in charge of one of America's big banks.
If I was out there, I'd be very cautious.
Jamie Dimon, CEO at JP Morgan Chase, is warning a recession is likely in 6 to 9 months. On Wall Street, the S&P is down nearly 25% from January, and Dimon says another 20% drop is possible.
It could be another easy 20%. And I think like the next 20% will be much more painful than the first.
High inflation has forced the Federal Reserve to raise interest rates, boosting the cost of borrowing in hopes of slowing down the economy. One sign the strategy could be working? Orders shipped from warehouses to retailers are down 33% since last year, and job growth could soon be stalling. Bank of America now expects the workforce could lose about 175,000 jobs per month beginning in January. Meanwhile, gas prices are steadily rising, now averaging $3.92 a gallon nationwide, up 20 cents from a month ago. And they're on track to top $4 after OPEC Plus, a group of oil-producing nations led by Russia and Saudi Arabia, said it's cutting production by 2 million barrels per day to boost prices. Those higher prices are set to benefit Vladimir Putin's war machine in Ukraine. In response, a top Democrat is now threatening to freeze U.S. weapons sales to Saudi Arabia. Senator Bob Menendez saying, as chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, I will not greenlight any cooperation with Riyadh until the kingdom reassesses its position with respect to the war in Ukraine. Enough is enough. Now, there is some good news about gas prices in the West. Some refinery issues that have kept prices especially high there are finally being resolved.
Now, take a look at this article. Just came out today, you guys. Stimulus update. This former Treasury Secretary's recession warning could mean more stimulus checks coming soon. And it says things are not looking good for the U.S. economy, especially if you listen to former Treasury Secretary Larry Summers. Another warning coming out of a recession. Summers was the Secretary of Treasury under President Clinton and also served as president of Harvard University. In recent days, he has warned on CNN's Situation Room that an economic downturn is on the way soon. I think it's more likely than not that sometime in the next year or 18 months, we will have a recession. I think that's a consequence of the excesses that the economy has been through. And historical experience suggests that this kind of inflation that we have rarely returns to normal levels, to target levels around 2% without some kind of recession. This was not the first time that Summers has issued this warning, as he also spoke about a possible recession in September, telling Bloomberg News that we are almost certainly going to see a downturn in the economy. If Summers is right, this could be the catalyst that finally causes lawmakers in Washington to move forward with a fourth stimulus check. Now, could a coming recession mean stimulus payments? Will they be authorized? Well, a recession is an economic downturn that occurs when there are two back-to-back quarters of economic contraction. If the country's gross domestic product falls down for 2 quarters in a row and there are other troubling economic indicators such as high rates of unemployment, then the country will officially be in a recession. If that occurs soon, as Summers predicted it will, then lawmakers may turn to a tried and true playbook for dealing with economic contractions: stimulus checks. These direct payments into people's bank accounts were not just issued as a response to the pandemic and resulting economic chaos. They have been sent out in the past recessions as well. For example, during the Great Recession lasting from 2007 to 2009, Americans, they received payments. Sending money into individuals' bank accounts is a repeated response to a recession because it can work very well to increase demand and get the economy moving once again. Since lawmakers have done it before, it could very well happen again when a recession is officially declared. So there you have it, you guys. This is not the first time, and they're saying it is not the last. Stimulus checks for everybody in the nation. Likely going to be coming out with a recession, but the bad news is a recession is going to mean more economic pain for everybody in the nation, you guys. But I'll keep you up to date every step of the way. We're going to be seeing what happens here. So it sounds like there could be stimulus checks coming in maybe the next 6 months or so as we enter into this recession. It's looking like it's inevitable, but we will see. I'll keep you up to date every step of the way. But you guys, that is the latest. As always, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far, you haven't already, don't forget, take a quick second, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button to stay up to date. Instagram at SteveRam3 with any specific questions. Check out the second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth, personal finance, and also www.reliefroadmap.com to get access to the comprehensive stimulus check list for every check in the nation, states, cities, counties, all in one place, easy to access, so you don't miss out on anything. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.